Here's my vlog for today. Sorry, I'm looking at myself on the screen instead of into the viewfinder. So, I'm so oily. Ah. Anyways, yesterday I did my nails. I used the Orly collection um, that you got for me. I am currently in the living room. I have a ton of laundry around me, and actually, I have to move some laundry from the washer to the dryer. But today I was really slow getting started. I just didn't want to get up and do anything. I didn't end up working out today, which, now it's a poor decision, so unlucky. And just a lot of things have left me feeling not great about myself, so kind of just need to pick myself up and move on. This morning I started laundry, I unloaded the dishwasher, I loaded it again, I have to unload it and load it back up. I had scones this morning. It's not been a great eating day. I met up with Fitzface and Shlea at our favorite Starbucks today, and that's the Starbucks on Madison. That is the rich Starbucks. Like, we don't know if it's actually the rich Starbucks, but like all of the furniture in there is really nice, and it's close to the Arboretum. It's like a mile away from one of the Arboretum entrances, and just the houses all around it are so gorgeous and so expensive looking, and there's like views of water from Madison from the street, so we just assume it's a rich neighborhood, so we call it the rich Starbucks. Anyways, so I met up with them because Fitzface shared with Shlea maybe like a month and a half ago that kind of one of his long-term goals is to go into, I think, academia, like be a professor or be an instructor. It sounded like he wanted to get out of industry and get into academia at the university level. So she was like, oh, I know some people who might be able to help you get there. And so introduced him to someone who is actually hiring for an instructor position for one one class period time thing. And so the he sent over the job description and sent over his resume last week, or his CV, and was like, hey, can you take a look at this? Because Shlea was looking at it and she was just like, you need to send this to Ed. I can't do this. You have to send this to Ed. So he sent it to me, and I sent back some feedback initially and sort of my thoughts on it, and then asked him to send over the JD. And he was, and sorry, I'm like really thirsty. And he sent it over, and apparently they moved. I just got that message from you. So he sent it over, and he said all they're really looking for is like teaching experience. And I read through it and I'm like, they're looking for so much more. And it was a super generic job description for a computer science instructor, but they were looking for teaching experience. They were looking for ability, like experience in curriculum development. They were looking for student mentorship. They were looking for someone, who has a commitment to diversity, and can fit into the University of Washington's diversity blueprint, which goes over creating inclusive environments, attracting, retaining, and graduating diverse students, and doing the same for faculty and staff, and then how to report out on accountability and transparency of diversity initiatives. So, I pointed all of that out to him, and so we went through and just, I pulled things out and I was like, okay, you need to expand on these points. You need to talk more about this. You need to talk about what you did here, just to make it so that it really showed that he had done all of the things that they were asking for in this JD. So I felt super useful. So we were able to get that done, and he sent it off to his contact and just said, hey, I have this done. Here's want your eyes on it. Let me know if I should, apply, submit it, what the next steps are. So that was exciting. On the way home, I stopped at PCC and I got cake flour. Bob's Red Mill makes cake flour, and Safeway and QFC don't even carry it, but PCC carries cake flour. So now we have cake flour. I also got baking powder because I ran out, and I got fine sea salt, and I was going to do an experiment with seeing if I can soften t-shirts. Because my order of t-shirts from Maddie Rogers came, and so yours is here and mine is here, but they're kind of stiff shirts. They're not very soft, and so I want to see if I can soften t-shirts, and if I can, then I want to soften those. And they're like this hand-dyed kind of faded color, so I'm worried that salt water might affect the color, but at the same time, would I rather have an affected color and have a softer shirt that I actually wear, or have the color be a little bit brighter but never wear the shirt? So trade-off. And so when I got home, I was like, oh great, I can make biscuits because now I have the ingredients for it. But let's rewind back to the beginning of the day, not the beginning of the day, but midday. I wore some pants today from Athleta that I got yesterday, and they felt like a little small, but the next size up is just a little big. And so I need your help on a lot of things that I got yesterday. To sort of figure out, do I keep this? Do I give it away? I'm for sure keeping this shirt. I got the shirt from Lululemon, and it is really soft and it is oatmeal colored, and I absolutely love it. And I'm thinking of getting it in like other colors because it is amazing and so comfortable. It's long sleeve, and it has, look at this seam. It has a baseball tee seam, a raglan sleeve. So it's hugely amazing for me, and I really, really like it. Shalea also likes it, so I told her I would think about getting one for her birthday in June. Anyways, so I wanted to try on the other stuff that I got and maybe like wear something out today. So the Athleta pants felt like a little too small, and honestly like too small that I can't wear them yet. And so I need to decide, do I keep them or do I return them? And then I was like, oh, well, I'll try on, other stuff that I got. And one pair of pants from Lululemon, I got them because they were on sale, and they're these like dark olive green flare, like workout-y pants. And they're a size 10. Lululemon goes up to a size 12, and they're a size 10, but I can get them on. They look quite tight, and they are a little tight. But I couldn't not get them because they looked so cool. And they're flares, and that just balances out my body shape so well. And I was like, oh my goodness. And like the color, I got them, and I just figure I'll shrink into them maybe, at this point. And then I also got their on the fly. They have an on the fly wide leg pant. And when I tried it on yesterday in the dressing room, it fit okay and it looked cute. And then I tried it on today, and just like these Athleta pants, like it just felt small. Like everything felt small today, and it made me feel really bad about myself. And like yesterday, I felt like, oh my gosh, I've made progress. This is so exciting. I can kind of shop at more normal stores, and that's really, really cool. And then today I tried on the same stuff, and I was like, oh my God, I can't. What was I thinking? I am so fat. These look so terrible. And I was so upset, and it really made me feel bad. So fast forward to now I'm making biscuits, because that's what I do. And I've made biscuits. They're in the oven. It's very exciting. I'm so excited to bake them. They're not browning. Apparently you're supposed to take them out when they're golden brown on top. They're not browning. And I've had them in for an extra 7 minutes. Like, you're supposed to bake them for 8 minutes at the regular temperature. Then you turn the temperature down a little bit and you bake them for another 8 minutes. Well, I had them in the oven for an extra 8 to 10 minutes. And I had 14 of them. They were supposed to make 11. I had 14. I had 2 smaller ones on our smaller, like, tiny little cookie sheet, and that was on the top level. And so I finally took those out. They were getting a little golden brown on the top, so I took those out. Oh, excuse me. And then tried one, and like, it tasted okay, but I was like, you know what these really need? They really need a little bit of sugar. And then I looked at the recipe. There is 2 tablespoons of sugar that I forgot to put in. I didn't put any sugar into the biscuits. And biscuits do need sugar. And that's, as the sugar caramelizes in the batter, that's what helps to turn them golden brown. So no wonder this entire cookie tray of biscuits weren't browning. There's no sugar in it to like caramelize and crystal and turn golden brown. So that was horribly frustrating. So then I wound up taking out the large tray and tried one of the biscuits and had the raspberry creamed honey on it, which was really good, but it just, the biscuits aren't as good as they could have been. And then I had one of the smaller biscuits from the small tray, and then I had one of the biscuits from the cookie sheet, and I was like, maybe still a little raw in the middle, so I fucked up the recipe. They're a little raw, and like, I'm just so frustrated. So I guess raw on the inside, like, they'll probably cook if you microwave them. Like, they're like at a nice microwavable level. Anyways, I'm just super frustrated with myself. And so then I ended up having 4 biscuits. Like, they are kind of good. And then I was mad at myself. And then I had like some other baked goods, like just like stuff out of the little bowl that we have. And I had one of the chocolate pots that I finally tried that, you're right, they're super rich. And I had some milk. And so I'm gonna like be done eating for the day. But it was such a disaster. Like, I'm just really self-sabotaging. It was like everything, after trying the clothes on and looking and seeing that they didn't fit, just everything else went downhill from there. Even I was even pretty good at Starbucks. Like, I had a lower calorie drink, and then for food I got one of their protein packs, and so that was pretty good. But I just really self-sabotaged the rest of it, even though what I should have been doing is like, hey, I can't fit into these clothes now, but maybe I, if I work hard and I eat good things and exercise, maybe I can fit into them later. But I'm apparently not thinking like that, which is depressing and not great. So I feel like I need a lot of love and a lot of support, and just, saying, hey, you can do this, you can do better tomorrow, and I believe that you can do this. So, okay.